Hey folks, it's Chad here at Airstream of Greensboro, and behind me I have all 4 Bambi floor plans. So the 16, the 19, the 20, and the 22. I'm excited today because this is the first time that we've had all 4 lined up. We've got Laura behind the camera. We're going to go through each floor plan and show them and compare them and give you our impressions. Let's get into that now. Okay, so we're going to start on the outside. Now this is going to be the 16 RB. It's the shortest of the Bambi floor plans. Now remember, the Caravelle is going to be the exact same floor plan, but different amenities. Now this particular Bambi 16 RB has the lithium batteries already inside. This is going to weigh in, it's the lightest at 3,000 pounds, well 3,050 pounds with a GVWR of 3,500. Laura's showing you the batteries there. Now you're gonna have 20-pound tanks on here. Started in 2024, all the Bambis have the power ton jack that we see on the Flying Cloud and going up on the in all the different models. We do have the Demco hitching system. We're gonna have the 3M protective tape here instead of a rock guard, if you can see that on camera. And then coming around, of course, on the 16, we're going to have the manual Zipty awning. Of course, it's a single axle. All of the Bambis are going to be a single axle. We do have power right here for outside. Laura's giving you a good shot at the bottom. Now, the main outside storage for the 16 is going to be right here in the back. And you do get, there's some, just the power cable in here, but you get all of these containers with the Bambi that come with it. Now this right here is probably left over from a show or something. That does not normally come with it, but the power cord does. And then you'll see this big window off the back. This one opens. And then moving around to the roadside, of course, we do have the smart plug. Now we're not gonna have that new plug on the Bambi that has the Cat 6 input. That's going to be on the Caravelle. We've got your furnace. We've got our hot water heater here. Remember, tankless hot water heater by Gerard. Our freshwater inlet, city water, black tank flush, outside showers right there. And our sewer hookups are going to be right there on the 16, kind of towards the back, behind the wheel. And then we have our potable water fill right here. Now, right beside us is the 19. And you're going to see a lot of things very similar, but we have this nice window right here. The beds are going to be just inside. We've got a hot water heater on the campsite side versus the roadside. Let's go all the way around. Now, outside storage on this one, we're going to see a little bit right here. And it's smart plug right there. And we have another window that opens right there. We've got this one, it's the corner bed, and there's a corner bath with a very unique door. So we do have a window in the bathroom that opens, this bottom part opens. We've got our city fill right there on the 19. We've got our black tank flush. We've got our smart power, and then our coaxial input is right there. And then below all of that, it's gonna be your black and gray tank. Now, the 19 CB, you're gonna have a true black tank and a true gray tank. On the 16 RB, you have one single combined tank for both. We've got our potable fill right there, our outside shower here, and then our furnace is right there, and then another window that opens, that's where the kitchen is, the kitchen sink section right there. And then the same 3M on the front. Now all of the Bambis are gonna have the true handcrafted windows that Airstream makes with the solar guards out front, but they're not gonna have the stainless steel rock guard. You'll need to move to the Caravelle to get that stainless steel rock guard. Now on the 20 FB, we're getting a little bit longer. Our first window on the campsite side is going to be right here. The kitchen's right on the other side here, so if you're washing dishes, you can see outside into the campsite. We do have power right there. And the furnace is on this side, on the campsite side, on the 20. And then moving around back, we're going to have a little bit of storage here for the 20. For outside storage. And this floor plan, the potable water fill, is on the back of the camper right there. And there's no bumper on the Bambis. Again, that would be the Caravelle. You'll see the bumper. And then coming around, All of these need a bath. It is springtime here in North Carolina, and there's pollen on everything, including my sinuses. We've got our cable TV fill, or TV input right there, Phil. Our smart plug. We've got our black and gray tanks right below everything. Black tank flush here, city fill is right there, and your outside shower on the 20-foot. And then coming around, we'll have the hot water heater or water heater on the roadside. Now the 22-foot is your largest floor plan for the Bambi and the Caravelle. So 22 front bed. The bed is going to be on the front. And this is very similar to the 23-foot Bambi. We're going to have the same tanks. So the 20-pound tanks. We've got the 3M sticker up here on the front. Now we're going to have our storage. Oh, it's locked. We're going to cut in a second once we get that unlocked to show you that. And then on this floor plan, we're going to have 2 large windows. This is in the bedroom area. This is going to be in the dinette area. These bottom parts of these windows open, not the whole thing. That's going to be the Caravelle. And then we've got a rear entrance here, but we do have power right there. And then coming around to the back, there's no more storage, but we do have a nice large window. The bathroom is right here behind, so it's a rear bath. And then we've got our city fill, our black tank flush. We've got our black and gray tank dumps right there in the back where they need to be. We have our outside shower so you can rinse everything off. We have our smart plug for the 22-foot. And right beside that is our cable input for the 22-foot. And then coming to the front, you'll find your furnace, your potable water fill, and then your hot water heater. And I said hot water heater again, it's water heater. It's already, the hot water's not already hot. Now, with these floor plans, with the Bambi, you can get any of these 4 floor plans with no solar, but pre-wired for solar. You can get them with solar and no batteries. And then there's also a third option for solar with batteries. 2 of these have the lithium batteries already installed. 2 of them don't, so you could do lithium yourself or AGMs. So where do you think? Should we start with the 16 first? Again, and then go to the 22 for the inside, or go 22? Okay, so we're gonna go all the way down. Laura said yes. We're gonna start with the 16. So coming into the 16-foot, this is obviously the smallest, most nimble floor plan the Airstream makes currently, the 16 RB. Now, one of the things I do like about it, you do get a true dinette, and it's also the true front dinette that makes Airstream famous, like the 25-foot and the 27-foot, so you can sit there and look out the windows if you're parked in a situation where you can see things out that way. So you get the really nice windows. Those are the Airstream windows. You also have good storage up here in the front with a radio and USB plug in there. You've got your antenna on and off switch for power right there. And then that's the bag that comes with it. Of course, so the Bambi, you kind of get these cool looking doors that curve up and back.
Bread box door.
Bread box door. What do you think of the doors? You don't like them?
No, I do.
I do. I like them.
They remind me of a bread box.
It's kind of a bread box door. And storage above the kitchen area. Now, of course, the 16 is going to be a smaller kitchen.
Tight fit.
But it's got everything you need. You have a 2-burner stovetop. You've got the refrigerator right there. Let's see what's here. We got a little bit of storage there. We have a pull-out right here with our silverware organizer.
Can you open that back up? That's a nice touch. That piece of plastic for putting like sponges or brushes in.
Yeah, your little sponge tray right there. And then we do have a surface mounted stainless steel sink right here. It is dampened, and that's nice. And there's that outside window I mentioned when we were looking at the outside. So you can wash dishes and see out. Now for 2024, we do have these nice new pull down blinds, very similar to what we see in the Flying Cloud and going up. It's not the same blind, but it is very similar. Now we do have LED lights everywhere. Another change for 2024 that you're going to see as we go through the floor plans is going to be the new circular lights up here, which is a really nice touch. 12-volt refrigerator, and then so there's not a ton of room, so I'll scoot over here.
Where do you want me?
We're going to show the wardrobe. We do have a wardrobe right there. Good storage for 16 RB. And then you're gonna have a really nice long bed there in the back. And I will demonstrate how big that bed is. And it is the type of bed where if you're sleeping with someone, you've got someone with you, you're gonna have to, you know, consider who's gonna sleep here versus here. And I'll probably say the person who goes to the bathroom the most here. Second bathroom most there. But it's enough room. I mean, you could sleep 2 people here. This is big enough for 2 people, but it is tight. There is a TV right here that does swing all the way around. So you can, it's locked, but you can swing it all the way around so that you can see it from the dinette. And there's reading lights. For some reason, there's one there and one here. And there's storage above. And of course, the whole underneath of the bed here is storage as well. You can, yeah, I think there is a door there now.
Yeah, we're gonna crawl underneath and try these doors. It's a bit of a reach.
But you can also get them from the outside.
Oh, it's the same.
It's the same storage.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you got your power box there to the left. Now the 16 RB is going to be a wet bath. So you've got, you can kind of take care of all the 4 S's at one time. And if you didn't hear that, well, Laura did laugh. So let me step in here real quick.
Where's the shower head?
It's right here.
Oh, it's hidden behind the curtain.
That's right there.
Okay.
So it points that way. And then we do have a little medicine cabinet. Yeah, any storage is good storage. And then, you know, there is a shower. You pull that across. There's one for this side you'll pull across. It kind of protects the metal and the doors and windows and all that kind of stuff. There is plenty of room to use the bathroom. And really, for all of the bathrooms the Airstream makes, this actually has one of the larger toilet seat areas. There's a little spot to put your toilet paper there, and it's one of those water resistant doors right there. And of course there's a shade to pull down for when you're taking a shower. We want to give a show while you're doing that. We share the microwave?
I showed it, you didn't mention it.
Okay. We do have a hanger here for towels, and there is an exhaust for the shower area when you're taking care of your 4 S's. And you got the very small microwave here. There's no option for convection, just the microwave is standard. That's all you're going to get. Of course, you can change that out later if you want to. Now, Laura, I have a question for you. Let me see the camera.
Yes.
Do you remember when we went to Jackson Center and I got a speeding ticket? Don't tell anybody. And we walked through the museum together. And I said, would you travel with me in that? Do you remember what it was?
I assume it was a Bambi or a 16-foot something.
It was a 16-foot caravel. And you said yes. Now that we have a 25-foot, would you still say yes?
I wouldn't say no.
Okay.
I think now that we have a 25-foot and I've done some camping, I just have a better idea of what it takes.
Okay.
And so I think if we were camping in something like this, it would be a lot less time. I mean, we spent a lot, like we were on a trip last weekend. I feel like we spent a lot of time in the camper.
We did.
Partially because of the weather.
Yes.
Harder to do that in this. You could do it.
Yeah, it's doable.
Just with our dog too.
Yeah, now with Rosie,
it would be tight.
If you factor in, you know, Rosie being, you know, 70-pound lab, this is big enough for her by herself. If it was just us and we didn't have, you know, that size pup, or, you know, we had a lot smaller pup, I think it would definitely be doable. I would like, to me, this would be great to just do an easy weekend trip. Like you just plug in power. You don't plug anything else in. You just plug power in and you go camping somewhere, and it's super easy to park. We could fit this in our garage. Like, that's what makes it kind of cool.
Yeah, I think just now I understand camping a little better than I did a year ago. I know what it takes to take our 25-foot flying cloud somewhere, and what it takes to pack it and live out of it for a few days. So it would just be changing my mindset for this. A much smaller fridge. I mean, we only use one burner at a time, so it really doesn't matter. There's only 2 burners. Just how much storage we have, what it's like to shower in here versus go to a bathhouse at where you're camping, depending on whether or not they have one. So yeah, I think I could still camp in one of these.
Would you believe that this is the #2 seller for the single axles?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, so there's the report. I wanted to get your expression. I wanted to get your facial expression for when we talked about the factory. There is a trash can. Of course, every Airstream comes with a trash can right there.
Bigger than ours.
And there's a little bit of storage right here as well. Now that side there's not any storage under that seat. That is because that's a lot of your components that are going to be furnace, water heater, those types of things. And as far as the dinette, it's a 4-person dinette. You can fit 4 people in here. One of the things I do like with the Bambi, there's 2 colors on the Bambi. There's this blue color, which I love. What do you think about the blue color?
I love it.
You love it? Okay. And then there's more of a kind of cream off-white color, which I'm not sure that any of the ones
I think these are all blue.
I think these are all blue. I'm not sure how that happened. But, so there's 2 color options, but the only thing that's changing is the cushion. Now, one of the things I do really like about the 16RB is that the dinette is right here at the front windows. So this feels to me like an Airstream because you have the Airstream windows here. You can open the center window. That's the true Airstream window. You can open all the way from the top. So I do like this about the 16RB. I think that's a plus for me. What do you have a plus that you would give it?
Putting me on the spot. It seems, just the layout seems convenient to me. It makes a lot of sense how it's laid out. Yeah. I think for 2 people, or if you were a solo camper, this would be a great option. And I mean, we did a back-in spot against a lake recently, and I just love the panoramic windows. So I think that would be a huge plus.
Okay.
Also, my gripe about the speakers. These speakers are on the outside, not underneath, so they would actually fill the Airstream with sound instead of just straight down into the dinette.
I had a thought this past week when we were camping. Our flying cloud is curved here, so putting a flat speaker on a curved surface would be tough, which is probably why it ended up down here.
I'm sure there's a reason. It's just
make that flat and put it there. Okay, so we're moving over now to the 19 CB. This is going to be the corner bed. Let me see that thing. I don't have all the weights changed a little bit for 2024. So this one, you're going to be 3,600 pounds, just over 3,600 pounds. So you're jumping 600 pounds when you go from the Bambi to the Bambi 16 to the Bambi 19. So we're not a huge amount. It's not a huge weight difference. It's only 600 pounds, but this does go to a 5,000 pound GVWR. Now, the 19 CB is also going to give you the really nice front dinette area. So from pretty much here up, it's the same as the 16RB. Even all of this up here is going to be the same as the 16RB. And you've got the really nice Airstream panoramic windows. And I think this is one of the things to me that sticks out for Airstream and I think makes it unique. There's a lot of things that make Airstream unique, but makes it unique and famous. I didn't mention this in the 16RB, but this does go down and this makes it into a decent sized bed. So you can sleep, in here 4 people. Theoretically, you can sleep 4 people in the 16RB. I'm not sure I would do that, but
maybe 2 adults and 2 kids.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2 adults and 2 kids, or maybe 2 adults and that your friends or something like that. One's in the bed and one's in the dinette. But again, we've got the navy cushions here, which I love this color. This is absolutely the color I would pick. Laura's showing the little bit of underneath storage there. I think it's just tough to pull out.
Yeah, there is storage. I just can't get the door open. There we go.
Yeah, good storage there. And then there's a little bit of shoe storage right there. And again, we're going to have a lot of our components, things underneath this area here. So you're not going to have storage underneath that area. Now, in the kitchen of the 19 CB, you're going to have a little bit bigger kitchen. We've got more storage here. You still have your silverware organizer, a little bit bigger one. And then there's a little bit of storage right there. I think that should be turned into a wine holder, right? Have a little thing for your bottles to go down. That would be cool. And then we've got the microwave here. I'm not sure why it's a different color. If that's normal or... Yeah, I mean, microwave is the standard thing. And then we've got a pull-out drawer there that's really nice to have that. And then, of course, the same 2-burner stove here for the kitchen area with the pull down to make kind of a bigger counter space. And the way this one is set up, both this and the 16RB, the table is close enough that these are both kind of kitchen prep areas. Now we do have the storage above, just like we do in the 16RB. Now, where we're gonna see a difference is when we turn to this side. So now we've got a refrigerator over here, same size refrigerator, but much larger. We're gonna have a really nice deep storage area there that could use a shelf or two. And then we've got a super nice pantry right here beside the door, as well as shoe storage right there. And of course we've got a fire extinguisher. There's also power, nicely placed power right here, so you could have things charging. I would love to see them add, which would be a super easy thing to do on your own aftermarket, but have the USB plugged in there, or have a separate, you know, USB thing here to plug in your phones and things like that. Of course, we got our key holders. We've got our little Airstream dry erase board. Forgot what it was called. And then underneath the fridge, we've got more great storage. So for a 19 foot, I already feel like this has a ton of storage in it. And then
that extra 3 feet gives you a ton of storage.
It really does. And, oh look, here's all this stuff. Put that on the sink like it's supposed to be. There's a trash can. So there's the, you do have the cover that comes over the sink. And there's a, you just leave that right there, so when it drips right down the hole. And then now this one doesn't have batteries, that's why the light's off. So we have a really nice wardrobe here. There's a light in here, the storage above. There's also a QR code, and what the QR codes are for, you're gonna see that throughout all of Airstream's models. That's gonna take you to the how-to page on Amazon. This is not Amazon, on Airstream's website for the Bambi. And that's kind of a cool thing that they do. Of course, we've got our power there. Disconnect switch is gonna be right here. And then now we're in the kitchen area. Man, my mind is everywhere. The bathroom area. So there is a separate sink, separate, you know, medicine cabinet here, which is nice that they give you a medicine cabinet. And then you've got some storage underneath right here, underneath the sink. But the kitchen's right there, so it's kind of like a, should this just be more storage and you use that sink? But I do know a lot of people like to have a separate sink for the bathroom area. And Laura's shaking her head up and down in agreement on that. Now, what makes the corner bed super unique is this door right here. So this door right now is kind of in the configuration for I need to go to the bathroom. But if it's at nighttime and you're going to bed, you can swing that door in that way. There's magnets on the inside of this strip here that hold it in place, and you've got more room to get in and out of your corner bed. Now, if you're going to the bathroom and you get up at night, you still have to open the door, and you'll have to pull it back that way to be able to use the bathroom. But the idea of this door is to make a shorter 19-foot floor plan, slightly over 19 foot, feel bigger, and make it a little bit easier to get in and out of the bed. Now, before we check out the bathroom, let's check out the bed. So the boxes that you see in all of my videos are generally going to be things like your pillows, your comforters, your like decorative pillows, comforters, that kind of stuff. Now, we choose to leave that as a store. We choose to leave the plastic on the mattress, the plastic on the pillows, and we choose to leave all of your goodies in the boxes. That way you are the first person generally to touch it. Now, occasionally we'll have one that was in a show and they wanted us to decorate it for the show, so don't hold me to that, but for the most part it's going to be like this, and then you get to pull everything out, and you know you're the first person to touch it. So these mattresses feel better than ours. That's just something I want to say. Now, this will be a little bit wider bed, a little shorter, it feels like. Let me see. See.
You've got a good amount of room behind you.
Do I? Okay.
Above your head.
So it is shorter. So the 16RB is a 48 by 78 bed. The 19 is a 48 by 76 bed. And then the 20 is 48 by 78. And then the 22 is the biggest bed. We'll see that in a second. So, but this feels good. I can tell it's shorter. We've got reading lights above, we got some storage right here. We do have the Max Air fans above. This one's got 2 in it. Those aren't the rain sensor ones, but they are the Max Air, the better ones. There's USB power up there. That's
and
nice.
A nice little shelf right here.
Yep, for your USB powered. And there's power up there. And then there's no inverter on the Bambi. That's something you would have to do aftermarket. Now that TV does swing around, so you can watch it from the dinette. I don't hate this.
We looked at one of these.
We looked at the old 23 corner bed.
Well, we looked at a corner bed, yeah, not a Bambi. But I felt like there wasn't a lot of room for the both of us because we both like...
So that window doesn't open. That's only an emergency window. That one opens at the bottom. So, okay, let's look at the bathroom. Now, it is a tighter bathroom. So, you want to keep that in mind. Now, the shower is great. The 19 CB shower is fantastic. You've got the little pull across deal that kind of shimmies as it goes in, which is nice. Of course, we do have the the move around shower head, and there's a spot right here for your soaps and things. Excuse me. We've got a towel rack there, and of course we do have the seat. Now, this is again from experience of owning an Airstream, which I think really helps me when I'm talking to potential Airstream owners. Our seat in our 25-foot in the shower, it goes all the way down to here. And this past week when we were camping, I kept thinking this should be a shelf that you can sit just like this. But then I can put my foot under it and you actually have more room. And Airstream needs to make this in all of the showers. Okay, now toilet. Let's talk toilet. So, sitting down, I'm going to grab the camera for Laura. So I got to shut the door. She's going to shut the door on me. Right there, just like that. So the biggest takeaways I have, let me move the camera down a little bit. There we go, okay. So the seat is very high. I'm assuming the black tank is probably just underneath. So I'm 5'9", and my knees are actually kind of low. So that's something you're gonna notice immediately when you sit down on this. The seat is a little bit high. It's not overly high, but there's plenty of knee room and room in general to use the bathroom in here. That is not a problem. And then of course you can open that, and well, for me I have to shimmy out because I'm not a small person. And there is a really nice leather strap to hold the door in place. And I think this is how you want to travel with that when you're using it. There is a window in there. You probably saw that, and there's of course toilet paper holder. It's a little bit tucked behind you on that floor plan. Now, what I would say about the 19, and when I first started selling Airstreams, I really liked the 19 CB because it was still a very short, nimble floor plan, but it felt big when you came inside. Like it felt open versus the 16. And you had a true black and gray tank versus the combined tank that you have on the 16. And this at one point I would say was my favorite floor plan, and that's not true anymore. And I'll tell you which one's my favorite, but we're going to wait till the end because Laura and I are going to pick our favorite. She doesn't know that, but she does now. We'll tell you what we think's our favorite, but really picking a floor plan is a personal thing. You have to get in it and imagine how you're going to use it, either from experience or from just kind of thinking how you want to use it and what's going to work best for you. And that's the reason we have multiple Airstream floor plans, because one floor plan is not going to be perfect for everybody. Everybody has different needs. Now, the corner bed would be a little bit of a negative for me on this one, but I really like how open it is. I like, you've got the pantry right there. You still have the front dinette, so you have the ability to have the ability to see out the panoramic. So that's those are kind of my pluses for this floor plan for the 19, and is a big reason for why at first this was my favorite floor plan. Now, Laura, do you have anything you would like to add?
Oh wait, I just flipped the camera.
Oh, whoops. Hey.
Hi. So you say this one feels more open to you. That one, the 16, feels more open because it's not a corner bed. Having the corner bed bath to me makes the whole unit feel more closed off.
Okay.
But you have so much more storage in this one.
Yeah, tons of storage.
And I like, and I've noticed this about Airstreams before, and you've probably noticed it as well. Airstream doesn't waste any space.
No.
If there's the slightest amount of space, we're not there. We move the box in the way. But that compartment under, let me see if I can get it here and show you. Like, it's got a little shelf in the back because there's something there that prohibited it from being a full, you know, whatever's on the other side of that. I don't know if you know what's on the other side of that. If it's a wheel well.
Yeah, it's probably wheel well. Yep.
But they didn't not give you that extra space. So that's just something I appreciate about Airstreams in general. So if having a little bit of extra storage is important to you, the 19 is a good option.
Yeah, 19 is definitely going to get
over the 16.
Over the 16. Yeah, comparing it to the 16.
But let's go look at
the 20.
The next one.
Yeah. Off to the 20 we go. So one thing I want to mention, as you're moving through these floor plans, yes, they are getting longer, and you're going to feel that on the inside, and you're going to see it on the outside. What you're also going to get is a longer bee flying around. You're going to get a longer awning. So each floor plan, the awning is going to get longer. Okay.
Sorry guys, there's a bee stalking me. Okay, it left. Sorry.
You're good.
Unprofessional.
That's funny. Okay, so we are in the 20 front bed. The 20 front bed is going to, well, it's going to have the bed in the front. It's also a corner bath or corner kitchen. So you could call it the CK for corner kitchen, but Airstream doesn't. They call it front bed. So we have a nice dinette here. It is, I think it's actually a little bit wider. It feels to me it's a little bit longer than the other two dinettes that we've looked at, but there's plenty of room to be able to hang out here, have 4 people here. This also turns into a sleeping area, and I feel like this is truly one of the first floor plans, the 19 to an extent, but this one, you could definitely do a family of 4, family of 3, family of 4 here. Younger kids, you know, and then as they get a little bit older, maybe have this one for 5, 8 years, maybe even 10 years, and then you move up to, you know, 25 foot or something like that. But you could definitely do a family of 4 in here. And I feel like larger pets would fit in here better too. We have really nice large windows here that I really like because it brings a lot of light in. Now again, just the bottom halves are going to open. If you're looking for this floor plan where the whole window opens, that's going to be the Caravelle. We've got 3 storage bins going across the top here. And I think that one's got the radio in it, right?
Yep.
And then we have, should be storage right here. And storage right there. So both sides you're going to have storage underneath, which I like. And then we've got, as you turn, you're going to have a wardrobe right here. And then we've got your goodie box there. So good wardrobe. We got storage above. We got plenty of room to hang clothes. We also have 2 really nice full extension drawers right here. There's nothing there. That's got something under it.
Well, you've got a...
Oh, right there. That's right. Your
shoe compartment here with...
a shoe tray.
A nice shoe tray boot mat thing.
And then there's also this little, I don't know, map storage area here. Of course, we got switches to come in. We got our key hangers. We also do leash hangers there. We've got our dry eraser board that Airstream loves to include. And then you're going to have your front bed here. Now again, it's one that opens, I mean, you have to get out this way, and you may have to rotate out. Now that right there, it'd be cool if they could cut that out a little bit and open that up, but okay. Let's just chat having a thought. Okay. All right. So as far as room goes, again, all of the Bambi floor plans are going to be tighter beds, but you could definitely put 2 people here. I'm not a small man, and we could definitely, like, Laura could sleep here. We have lights above on both sides, and then we also have USB charging, 2 of them right here beside the bed area. It's nice. That's the new one with Type A and Type B. Power right there. Is there storage in here? Yep, I think so. No. Okay.
It's the 22.
22
Has the storage there.
Then we've got more storage above on both sides. So good storage area, and then I think too, we can open, there it is. Storage underneath.
And you've got a really big bin under there.
Yep. So a lot of good storage in here.
And note this one also has the curtain right here.
It does have a curtain, yep.
So you could
get some privacy.
Take a nap, or if you woke up before your travel partner.
Two separate curtains there, but it works. Okay, now swinging around, we're going to see the massive kitchen area for the 20 front bed. Just a huge counter space for someone who loves to cook, and that would be the person behind the camera. This is going to be a kitchen of a dream for RVing. Now there are 2 levels here as you step up to where the sink area is. We've got the 2-burner cooktop. We've got a great spot right here for your coffee maker or Keurig, and there's power right there.
So much counter space.
Of course, we do have the pull down shades. And then you've got your control centers right here. Easy to see, easy to get to. Your solar charge controller, and then your sea level 2 tank monitor. Now as far as storage go, let's start right here.
What you got?
We're gonna start over here. Okay, so we got the super nice pantry that comes over from the 19 CB. We're gonna have the same small fridge with the tiny little freezer there. Some cute little drawers that come out, you know. And then drawers, adjustable drawers in the door. And we do have our power box just below right here, and your disconnect right there. And then we start massive storage area, okay? So big storage drawer with silverware organizer. Another giant drawer. We don't have this much storage in the 25 foot. This is crazy. All right, another huge storage area, and I think that just opens, yep. And then we have our microwave, which is low, so some people don't like that, but it is accessible. You can get to it even if you're short. And then, of course, I already mentioned the 2-burner cooktop, and we have a nice double stainless steel sink. It reminds me of my childhood right there. And then the window right off the back again, so you can see out the window as you're doing your dishes. And of course, this window opens as well and has a pull down shade. All right. And then above, we're not even done. We have more storage up here for food and whatever else you need to put up here as well, which is just crazy how much storage is in here. Did I miss something?
Under the sink.
Oh, under the sink, which is where the trash can is. Which the under the sink area is huge. It goes
Look
back
how
there.
far back it goes.
All the way back there, and then of course, and then you have a spot that contains the trash can right there as well. And so, now one thing I want to point out, so of the 4 floor plans, you would think the 22 foot, because it's the biggest floor plan, would be the heaviest. But all of this kitchen space, this counter space, this storage comes with a caveat, and that is weight. So this weighs 50 pounds more than a 22 foot. This is 3,900 pounds dry, and then your 22 foot is 3,850. Now these 3 here are going to be a 5,000 pound GWD WD-40 GVWR. Wow, I tell you, these are real videos. We make these videos. They are not rehearsed. If you haven't figured that out yet,
blame the eclipse.
It's the eclipse. It's coming. So this one's a little bit heavier. The reason these have a 5,000 pound GVWR is it's a 5,000 pound axle. And if you've ever wondered why do you have single axles versus double axles, it's not got anything to do with safety, and it's not really got anything to do with it one being more luxurious or better or safer than the other. It's simply weight. That's a 5,000 pound axle, so that's the GVWR for it. The 25 foots, you're going to go to 2 3,500 pound axles, or you might go to 2 5,000 pound axles, but it's ultimately the weight that causes this. Now you would think, going back to the 20 foot floor plan, that with this all this great storage, the great wardrobe, this drawers below, this dinette, that the bathroom would be terrible because there would be no room for the bathroom, right? What do you think, Laura? Like, would you agree?
You would assume that.
You would assume that, okay. But it's not. You have a great corner bath here. So coming in, it's versus like the 19 CB. I could sit down. It's a little high still, but there's plenty of room. There's way more room, and the toilet paper holder is right there where it should be. Very easy to get to.
And storage.
And lots of more storage. Goes back again. You lose stuff back there. It's so deep. And you've got a nice service mounted sink with more counter space. All this counter space. We've got a plug right there. We do have a medicine cabinet slightly built in, which is nice. A nice touch. And then we have the same great corner shower from the 19 CB. So we got the storage here for your soaps and shampoos and things. Of course, now I will say, for all the floor plans, the shower is low. Like, it's actually like low, because I'm 5'9" and that would be shooting me in the chest. But again, you can take it and you can easily address that because you can move it. But great size shower. There's so much room in here. This shower feels like it's twice our shower. You need, like, let me have Laura step in. What do you think?
Oh, it's huge.
Right?
Like, I feel like in our shower, I'm gonna hit a wall.
We do hit a wall.
Like, you hit the door, you hit the back wall, no matter what you're doing. This, you've got a ton of room to move around and do what you need to in the shower. Huge
shower. And, like, having that shelf there even makes it bigger, makes it feel bigger because you can put your foot under it.
Yeah, and I hadn't thought about, with ours it being built in, you kind of have to stand like...
You do. You have to stand like that, like stand around it. That's how I stand when I'm doing it. I mean, it works. Like, I'm not complaining. I love her shower. I love her camper. But that's an incredible shower.
Room.
What are you looking for?
Oh, well, I saw the thing for the clothesline.
Oh, yeah. It does have they all have the clothesline to an extent. Yeah, somewhere. And I didn't mention, but there is a little kind of almost modern, simple, minimalist hanger here for your towels.
Towel rack.
Okay. What do I need to...
TV. You haven't mentioned the TV yet.
Yeah, I didn't mention the TV. TV's right here. It does come on the hinge, as you can see there. So you can move it. You can pull it out, bring it a little bit closer to the dinette, and you can bring it and angle it towards the bed, but also towards the kitchen. So when you're cooking and you're watching Paula Deen cooking, you can watch that. I was trying to think of that show we watch on TV all the time, the cooking show with...
Well, there's Guy Fieri or Bobby Flay are the two
Bobby Flay, not Guy Fieri. Bobby Flay.
But we like him too.
Beat Bobby Flay. Anyway, so you can watch that. Now, again, there's not a inverter on any of the Bambi floor plans. The Caravelle is when you're first going to see that. The thing about the Bambi, is there anything else we need to talk about this one?
Well, something you haven't mentioned in the Bambis is that the AC is not ducted.
Yeah, it's not ducted. It's a drop-in AC, as I call it, just meaning the AC just drops right in, and your controls are going to be right here. Now, this has a heating element in it, like a heat strip. So it's not a heat pump. That's what you would have on the Caravelle and kind of going up. But there's a heating element or heat strip there. And then your furnace, your kind of propane furnace, is going to be controlled right here by this extremely old school Dometic thermostat. I think I already pointed out kind of the positives for me, but I think the kitchen in this floor plan is a huge positive. The dinette is fine. I love the dinette to be up front, but you can't do that in this floor plan. The bed's got to be front because the kitchen's in the back. So I think it's a great alternative because they give you two huge windows right there to be able to see. Of course, it's going to be off the roadside, not the campsite side, but still two huge windows. And then you've got the middle window that opens, and you can, I guess, wake up and have your coffee in bed and look out the windows, right? And I love the storage that's in this as well. I mean, it's just so much storage for a 20-foot floor plan. What do you think?
Two big takeaways. As you were talking about the location of the dinette, and, I always think about when we travel with our dog, and she's big and needs somewhere to sleep. We could fold down the dinette, put Rosie's bed on there, and then she feels like she's sleeping...
she would feel like she's with us.
With us, without her trying to because she will try to get up with us. No matter how big the bed is.
Also would enjoy sitting, on either of these.
And looking out the window.
And look out the windows, because she loves to look out the windows on our camper.
But my bigger takeaway is this kitchen. It's amazing. I love this kitchen. That's something I'm still learning and still figuring out in our 25-foot flying cloud is the best way to cook. I always feel like it's just kind of a game of, I don't know, Jenga or something, shuffle. you know, you've got your cutting board out, and that means 3 other things can't be on the counter that you might be needing. And this, you just have so much room. I love it. And like the storage space, like, not to spoil, and we still got one more to look at, but so far this is my favorite because of the kitchen.
Because of the kitchen? Okay. Don't tell them.
And you have a window that you can look out, which I like looking out the window when I'm washing dishes. You got 2 windows, so when you're prepping food or washing, I'm very psyched about this kitchen.
You know what's crazy about this floor plan to me is like there's still room to add more storage.
Yeah.
Like there could be a corner, you could do like a corner Lazy Susan right there. And
there's a lot of the Airstreams. We've got a magnetic spice rack that we got for Christmas. We've got a magnetic knife block that we got. We have a paper towel holder. Those 3 things I still don't know where we're going to put because there's just not a lot of room in our kitchen. And I'm looking at this like,
anywhere.
There's so much room. You could put the knives right here, spices back there. Like, there's just a lot of room. I'm very excited about this kitchen.
Let's go to the 22 foot. What's the downside of this floor plan? The bed?
The bed, yeah. Yeah, it would be a tight fit for both of us.
Definitely a tight fit for us. So, now we're moving to the longest floor plan for the Bambi and the Caravel. It's the 22 foot front bed. And of course, you're going to have the longest awning in this one, a really loud truck behind Laura. And we got the storage outside. We already talked about that. So this will be a rear entrance door. So most everything we looked at so far has been either the middle, almost dead, or a little bit to the front. Now this one, I think, is going to feel the most open because it's just super open. Now coming into it, so this is again going to be very similar to the 23 foot Flying Cloud. We're going to have the rear bath back there. We've got, of course, this kitchen area here, which is opposing your U-shaped dinette. And I will tell you in a second how I feel about those. And then you have the largest bed, which actually feels like a huge bed here in the back of the Bambi. Actually, this feels, to me, it is more open than the 23 foot Flying Cloud, even though the 23 foot is over a foot longer. So where should we start?
Let's start with the bed.
The bed? Okay, so we're going to start with the bed.
Back.
Look, I can leave how big this bed is. I can leave the box in there and still lay down. That's how big it is. So what did I say it was? 80, it's 80 inches by 54 by 80. So 54 inches by 80 inches. So if you're really tall, this might be the floor plan. If you're looking for small and nimble, this may be the one to get because it's going to have the longest bed. There is storage above, right there. And of course there's the lights underneath on each side. And we do have power in this one. So we've got our, that says inverted circuit, but there's not an inverter on here.
Whoops.
It's also on that one. That's funny.
I like that there's a
like a little shelf. There's also
you got storage
right there, so you can have extra blankets.
Or when you need somewhere to put those lovely Airstream throw pillows.
You know, you throw those in the trash. I'll say that out loud. We do have USB right here. You can already see that. And then this little plastic thing here and this one, these are not load bearing, so both of those could be removed if you just wanted to make it feel more open. Oh, there's a little door right there I didn't know was there.
Oh wow. Again, Airstream wastes no space.
And then there should be...
There's storage right under your legs. It's a door though.
Right there, and you got your huge tubs. And then this is also accessible from the outside. Is it? Yeah. And then this one, you're going to have your disconnect all the way up here. Your battery disconnect.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Now that's going to be access to either the furnace or the water heater. So it's actually screwed down, but it's there, so it's easy to pull that up and then be able to... Look how far forward that goes.
Well, didn't you say that's outside storage too? Or is
no, the outside's over here.
Okay.
So that's all storage underneath. What would you bring with you that you need to put all of that under there?
But I mean, look how Like, that's the only storage.
That's true, yeah. We got that up there, and then, now let's swing around and talk about the U-shaped dinette. So, the U-shaped dinette, if you're a big fellow like I am, it's going to feel tight, but you can pull it out like that, and then kind of go this way. So you have the ability to kind of do that. The other thing that's nice is by being able to move the table forward, if you want to, if you're the person that's sitting here, you can bring this out a little bit to give room to get around. Now, one thing I do like, TV's right there. And if you're solo and you just need a spot to work, right here you have your laptop and you can watch TV. You've got the view outside. So that's a nice thing. I'm not a fan of U-shaped dinettes because it's supposed to seat 4 people, but to me, like if you're sitting right here and I'm sitting here, like that's already tight. You're already going to be hitting these. And then now if it's for 2 adults and 2 kids, like this would work perfect. The 2 kids right here, an adult, and you kind of help each other out. But for 4 adults, like this is going to be tight as far as the U-shaped dinette. And this is basically the same dinette that you get with the 23 foot, and it's basically the same dinette that you get on the office floor plan, the 30 foot office, and the 30 foot bunk flying cloud. You get basically this dinette as well. So that is the U-shaped dinette. This goes to go down and it makes it into a very long bed. If you need to have a long second storage or sleeping area, this would do that. Now moving over to the kitchen area, we're going to have that same really nice double sink that we have in the 20 front bed. We'll have on the 22 front bed, and then we have storage underneath with our little silverware organizer there. We do have our trash can right here that comes with it. It'll be the most expensive trash can you ever buy when you buy an Airstream. And then we've got our microwave underneath. I wonder why that first one had a stainless steel microwave. Everything else just had the black, which I think is normal. And then we've got another little storage area right there. What did you find that goes in there really well?
Tupperware.
Tupperware fits in there really well. Now, if you push this TV back, you have another large area, at least for cooking, a spot to put other things. We do have a plug right there. There's no inverter on the Bambi, so these stickers should not be on there. And then we're going to have this cute little pantry area right here that would be, when it goes back, you can get to it. It goes back very deep.
You have to use tongs or something to get all the way back.
My hand fit back. Then we got the refrigerator. Of course, this is on because I've got the battery disconnect on currently. Like it's already frozen water. We just turned this on.
Is what it's called.
Frozen water. That's what it's called. And then with it being the Bambi.
Did you look at these?
We did not look at these. We do have storage above with the radio right there. And we've got the power for your TV antenna. Of course, the pack that comes with every Airstream is right there. And the radio is AM, FM, and Bluetooth. So you do have all that. And they are all blue. That is so funny that they're all navy. Huh. Okay. And then right beside the kitchen area, you're going to have a massive closet. And then there are some things underneath that floor there as far as what you might need to service with. Now, what makes this floor plan unique and one that may tick all the boxes for you is the bathroom. So this is 22 foot, but a big portion of that 22 foot is being utilized by the huge rear bath. And this is honestly one of the largest bathrooms in the Airstream lineup. The largest would be the 33 foot Classic. This is going to be really the next thing as far as size. There is a ton of room for sitting down and using the toilet. The toilet paper holder is right there. Very easy to get to. And there's also, of course, great storage underneath the sink there. And we've got storage on this side as well. Right there. You do have your solar charge controller is going to be in here, as well as your tank monitors. And then of course we've got our water heater controller and the light switch right there. We've got a really nice stainless steel surface mounted sink right there. And there's lots of counter space here. There is a plug right there. If you're wondering where the plug is, they conveniently hide it right there. Then we have a nice large window that does open right there. And now the vent for this bathroom, if you're wondering, it's not in here. It's actually this max air that's right here. So you would turn that on and it would pull your steam right through there and then out. And then we do have a mirror that comes out so you can see yourself. It does rotate.
And it's
oh, I didn't know that.
Magnifying.
That's nice.
For you ladies who need to do makeup or pluck your eyebrows or something.
Definitely while you're camping, pluck your eyebrows. All right, you got to come in. Actually, let me step in. We'll figure this out. Okay.
Abbott and Costello over here.
There we go. And then another huge corner shower. This one's actually going to be a little bit higher as far as where the shower head goes. We do have the thing that pulls across, a little hanger there. And then there's, you know, the hot and cold water there. There's a little shelf. There's a spot right here for all your soaps that will fit in there. And then again, we have a shelf, a seat that you can go under. So they can clearly do it. They just need to do it on the 25 and the 27 and the 28 and the 30s. All the other floor plans, basically. Okay, so big shower. There's, you know, lots of room here. There's only a small step in to get into here as well. Yeah, great size shower. Now, out of the four, is there anything we've missed?
I don't think so.
Got two exhaust fans in here. They're both max airs. Max fans. Max fans is what they're called. Of course, the drop down AC. Drop in AC.
I'm going to swing around this way.
Okay.
We didn't point out, you do have that boot
storage right there.
Under here again.
And then this floor plan is slightly lighter than the 20. So it's 3850. Again, they're all 5,000 pound GVWRs. Oh, this is slightly less than 22 foot. 21 foot, 11 inches. Who would have thought? Okay, so which one of the four, and if you already know this, Laura, then this isn't going to be fun. Which one of the four, let me have this, do you think is the number one seller?
The 19.
Yeah, the 19. Why?
I'm guessing wildly.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, it's the 22. This one.
This one.
This is the number one, at least it was for 2023.
Best of the Bambis.
Of the single axles.
Single axle, okay.
So that would be Caravelle and Bambi combined. Between the two, this would be the number one seller floor plan length for the Bambi and the Caravelle. Now, it's confusing to me because the Flying Cloud 23 FB is basically this floor plan. So I feel like if you're at this point, you're probably just going to go to the Flying Cloud. If you're looking at this floor plan, because it's more expensive, but you're getting a lot more for it. But this would be the number one, and number two was the 16 RB. And I don't know where the 19 and the 20 fall in. They didn't tell us that. But this number one, number two, 16. Anything you want to say about this? I didn't give any positives. The positive, there's only two, in my opinion, positives. The bathroom being massive is a positive. And then the second would be the huge bed up front. I mean, it's just massive, and you're single axle, and you have a huge bed. Maybe that's why this is number one, because two people can actually fit in that bed fairly easy. What's your thoughts?
On this one?
Yep.
I mean, the bath and the bed, if those are your priority, they're unmatched for the single axles. And I think as the person who would probably get stuck sleeping on the inside instead of on the outside, because I just think that's how it would shake out. In this one, if you want to flip and show the bed, I think being on the inside and climbing over on this one feels much more feasible than like the CB or the smaller units. Just feels like there's a lot more room for that. Especially awkward climb over at 2 a.m.
With this space right here, yep. Which is theoretically not utilized because there's not a drawer or anything there, but it'd be easier to have your feet kind of fall down.
It gives you room to step down. And this one too, with the dinette being right here, you could do the same thing we were talking about in the 20 of this could be Rosie's spot.
Yep.
And then we would be eating on a table that Rosie slept on.
We'd
cover it. I know, we'd clean it.
Let's be real though. Rosie would absolutely 100% be trying to sleep in that bed.
But she could.
Yeah, she could.
One of us would be uncomfortable, but she could. The other ones, I don't think she could.
No, no. Okay, so let's walk outside because it's getting warm in here. The sun's out, which is about to be hidden because today is what?
The eclipse.
So if you're wondering when we filmed this, that's when. Not when we posted it, but when we filmed it. Okay, so we've got the 16 right there, the 19, the 20, and the 22. Now you guys, in the comments, you tell me what you think is the best floor plan for the Bambis. Now, I'm going to tell you mine. Laura's going to tell you hers. They're probably going to be the same. I'm just guessing, but we're going to tell you. And I'm going to tell you also what would make mine even better, which is obvious, but we'll get there. Don't take what we say. You tell us what you think should be the #1 floor plan and what you think is the best floor plan. So there might be different, you know, as far as what you think is #1, because we know the 22 foot is #1, which to me makes no sense. And then 16 foot being #2 even makes less sense to me. At price, maybe, price, size, you can tow it with about anything, you know, for the most part. Most of your SUVs can tow the 16 pretty easy. Okay, so you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. I mean, I think everybody knows what it is. I kind of already obsessed over the unit when I was in it. It's the 20 because of the kitchen.
All right, let's go inside. Let's go back in the 20.
I can stand in this lovely kitchen again. As the one who does the...
Also, before we get started, I want to point out Laura's extremely cute outfit today.
Just for you guys. Just for Chad, really. As the one who does the most of the cooking and prepping, Chad mans the grill, but if there's anything done inside, I'm generally the one doing it. I just love this kitchen. There's so much room. And I could see if you needed a smaller unit, but you wanted to full-time or do longer trips, this feels more feasible than some of the other kitchens if you're if you want to cook a lot.
I mean, I would do this. I mean, I would do this even for short trips. I mean, I do have a customer that has a 19 CB and they full-time. They tow it with a Gladiator. Now, he didn't buy it for me, but he talks to me. He watches the channel, stop by to say hey, and we chat occasionally. But he full-time's in a 19 CB, loves it, you know. So you can definitely full-time, him and his wife, you full-time. I think they have either a cat or a dog. They do have animals in that. But to me, it would be the 20. And so to just go ahead, we're not going to go back outside because we're just going to come back in here. This is undeniably, for the single axle, my favorite floor plan. And if Airstream made one change, which it wouldn't be one change, it would be a lot of changes, but if they change something, I'm going to tell you what it is, but if they would make this change, I think this would be my favorite floor plan. Okay, because right now the 25 is my favorite floor plan. Well, it's the one we got, so it has to be. But, so here's my thought. We make this, and I made it because I actually, so just so y'all know, I made a mock-up floor plan of this and how I thought it should be and sent it to Airstream. And Tim was like, this is really good. We'll see if they actually make it. But, so, here's what I'm thinking. You take the Flying Cloud 23 front bed, and we make it a 23 kitchen floor plan, right? Because it's a front bed anyway, so we're not going to say front bed again. But a 23 kitchen, so it's this same floor plan, but we extend it out, what, 3 foot, maybe 4 foot, maybe call it the 20, oh, you could call it the 24 FB, because that would be front bed. And then you have the ability, one, to give us the bigger bed, like we have in the 22 foot, as well as the 23 Flying Cloud. We have that bigger queen bed, or twin beds. So the whole point of this isn't to make a bigger queen bed, it's to give the option of twin beds. And if you made this floor plan with twin beds, I think it would dominate in the short floor plan. You know, not the 30s and the 28, 27, but in that 20 to 23 foot long floor plans, I think it would dominate. You'd have double axles. This would be a Flying Cloud, so it'd be two axles. It'd be heavier, but not too heavy. Still 8 foot wide. This is the 23 foot's 8 foot wide. But then you get that kitchen with that bathroom and twin beds. I mean, come on.
The only thing that I would miss is our panoramic windows, because we get them at the bed and at the dinette.
Correct.
And so this does feel a little bit more closed off because you don't have the windows. But I think I'd be okay with it if I got this kitchen.
I think it would. I think the kitchen would outweigh. It would outweigh a lot of things. I do like, because we have a 25 front bed, as you guys probably know. I do really like the view that we have out of our. And you know what? We could pop up a photo from our most recent trip, because I think it's textbook why you might buy a 25 foot or 27 foot front bed versus the rear bed, and that would be a big factor. Like we would have to give that away, give that up. But I do think this kitchen is just the kitchen and the storage. I like the dinette. I like the way the dinette is set up. Now I will say there's not really a good seating area. Even if you add the twin bed, there's still not going to be a good seating area. But I don't feel like we sit in our Flying Cloud that much either.
No, we only sit when we want to sit next to Rosie, who's looking out the windows.
And pet her. Yeah. So, okay. All right. I think that's everything that we need to talk about on the Bambi. So you guys get down in the comments. Tell us what you think is the number one. Tell us what you think is your best floor plan. Tell us if you think we're crazy thinking that the 20 foot is the best floor plan and should be number one. And if you agree, Airstream should make this a 23 or 24 foot and give us twin beds. Because I think it would be great to have another 23 foot floor plan in conjunction with the front bed. And this would be the one to do it with. Right? Okay. All right. Again, I'm Chad.
If you like any of these Bambis, give him a call.
Yeah, if you want to
buy for a tour or to buy one.
Yeah, if you want to buy one, call me. If you want to see them in person, right now we've got all four. I don't know how long we'll have all four. I don't think we'll have all four for very long. We're moving into the selling season, the buying season, the camping season. Really is what it is. But if you're at the point where you want to go camping, you want to go out and experience nature, then give me a call. My contact information is in the description below, or come by the Airstream at Greensboro store, and I'll be happy to show you around or connect you with one of our sales professionals here. Other than that, you guys live riveted, have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Thanks. Bye.